I don't care who you are at the end of the day. If you have to go out of your way and play satanic games, along with having intentions, motives and agendas toward my well-being, I will permanently cut you off one by one, reject you, ghost you, and abandon you. I will make your lives a living hell, while you reap everything that you inflict upon yourselves by dishing out what you dish out onto us in the first place. People are going to learn a valuable life lesson, that the world does not revolve around them, and they're going to see that soon enough, when their lives come crashing down above their head and they feel every ounce of the same pain and suffering that they inflict upon people like myself, and anybody else for that matter. They're not going to be so high and almighty, basking within their own fake laughter and joy then, when they begin to have a taste of their own medicine through their so-called connections in people that are actually in fact nothing more than a bunch of sadists themselves, just like the person dishing out the evil. You reap what you sow. And trust me, there will come a time when you reap everything back, however many folds over, up to the point where your souls are crushed and defeated, and you will have no choice but to rage quit and drop from my radar permanently for good. The last thing that you will ever see is basically all of the attempted pain and suffering that you inflict upon me within your very dreams at night, haunting you. People laugh and joke now, thinking they're winning in life by displaying all of this evil, but it's short-lived. It's temporary. I always have the last laugh, while each and every one of you continue to reap evil for doing evil. And you deserve, like I said, everything that you reap onto us, inflict upon us even. You deserve to reap it all back, however many folds over. And you will, trust me, you will reap it all back. And that smug laughter, that fake joy that you go carrying around, will soon be knocked off your face when you begin to realise that you're not so high and almighty, and that you are, as a matter of fact, as weak as piss. Because those that commit evil, in order to make their pride and ego feel better, are nothing more than as weak as piss. You're not even a real person. You're fake. You're as fake as shit. Too predictable for one. And you won't, like I said, get rewarded for doing the evil that you do. You will, however, get treated the same exact way that you dish it, according to the weight that you dish it. Me, I don't have time for snakes, man. I don't have time for two-faced, backstabbing pieces of fecal matter that only care about themselves, that have to do evil and spread evil in order to get some measly bit of attention. It's pathetic. People are pathetic. See, this is why, like I said, gone are the days where I'm good to pretty much everybody and anybody. I mean, why the hell should I be good to anybody and everybody? What, so that people can trample it and continuously take it for granted, thinking that they're getting away with doing the evil that they do without the punishments nor consequences to their actions? You're in for one rude awakening, I'm telling you now. Because what God gives, He can take away. And trust me, He's going to strip each and every one of you from your worldly programmed hits of joy, fake happiness, along with pride and ego boosts, and everything else that you think are actually in fact your real life, when little did each and every one of you know, it's nothing more than an illusion, a gimmick of who you really are in here and in here. Like I said, people could play the games all they want. You could play your games, you can have your motives, your agendas, you can do whatever the hell you want with me at the end of the day, right? And this is how it's going down. I will keep on ghosting, rejecting, along with applying the same pressure. I will make your lives a living hell. As a matter of fact, I will crush each and every one of you involved, up to the point where you are left within floods of your own tears. Every time. And that right there is your punishment and your consequence. While me, on the other hand, I bounce back and laugh within the very faces of those that thought that they were getting away with what they were getting away with. And my biggest blessing is seeing each and every one of you involved drop from my radar like the blue bottles you really are. And this is why I don't have all that many people within my life, because people, like I said, for the most part are full of shit. They're evil for one, they have cold agendas, motives and intentions, and they're not willing to change. They always play these sadistic games in order to convince themselves they're winning in life. Their biggest downfall is my rise. I rise through it every time, while they're left behind, scurrying around like the weasels they really are, trying to find their next victim. But little did each and every one of them know that people are now beginning to wake up to just how weak and pathetic they really are of today's society. People are actually in fact beginning to witness the same destruction and the same death that they try spreading onto innocent people upon themselves. They are left within their own punishments and consequences. They are left within the very hell that they inflict upon themselves by trying to spread evil and do evil onto others. You get no sympathy, no empathy, no compassion, not even a teardrop. You get nothing from me. I don't care who you are, because you have brought it upon yourselves by living like a degenerate, a reprobate. And if you think for 1 minute that I'm going to jump to your beck and call and save you in the heat of the moment when your lives come crashing down above your heads, you are sadly mistaken. You are left on the streets to reap everything that you sow, however many folds over. And trust me, there will come a time, like I said, when the world will crush each and every one of you involved. People will never know something good within another person until it's basically too late to get back. In other words, people have to trample good all the time by praising evil, by doing evil. In other words, what's that saying? People don't know what is good until it's gone, right? Well, that's exactly what's happening now. People are getting this fake joy and fake happiness and all of these things by doing evil and projecting God only knows what insecurities, what childhood traumas, and only God knows what else they carry to slow other people's awakenings down in order to give them a pride and ego boost, when little did they actually know, we always bounce back, while they are left within the same lie, the same deception that they've bought into this entire time. And trust me, there's no amount of crying, begging and pleading that you could possibly do to save what you could potentially have had with me. Because once I am done with people, I am done with you. That is it. There's no getting back. Like I said, what you took for granted, what you trampled with your own prides and egos. What's that saying? Ego is a 3-letter word that can destroy a 12-letter word. Relationship. It is what it is. You live and you learn. But I know deep down within my own heart and mind, none of you will. Because you get sick thrills out of doing what you do. You rub your degenerative little hands together thinking that, you're actually in fact doing God's work. When little did each and every one of you know, you're not doing God's work. Because God does not allow for evil to be committed against his chosen, nor his called. And little did each and every one of you know, God will use your attacks for my greater good, while he uses your attacks for the greater bad. Because your lives, like I said, will account for nothing in the long run, while mine actually in fact accounts for something. It's a wrap.